Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you again with the Adidas Yeezy era coming to an end. I've had several requests to see my entire Yeezy collection. I've been breaking the collection up in subcategories just because making one video of all of it would take way too long. Today I want to show y'all my entire collection of Yeezy slides and foam runners. We'll talk about which ones are my favorites and which pairs I wear the most. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at my entire collection of Yeezy slides and foam runners. So as I said, this is just going to be a quick rundown of each pair of Yeezy foam runners and Yeezy slides that I have in my collection. I'm not going to go into extreme detail. More than anything else, I just want you to get a good look at the color. The silhouettes are basically the same across the board with maybe one or two exceptions, and I'll try to remember to point those things out. I already did a Yeezy collection video of all my 700s, so check that out if you're interested. After I get done this video, I'll probably do my entire Yeezy 350 collection, and then after that I'll just do odds and ends. But today will just be a quick look at each of my foam runners and each of my slides. Hopefully my camera won't overheat. It is cooking out here. Let's get started. So I'll start with my foam runners. I have way less pairs of foam runners than I do of slides, but this is the MX Cinder foam runner. I went true to size in these, and in my opinion, true to size in the MX Cinder fits perfect. I love this pair. This is my favorite pair of foam runners in my collection. I love the splash of color that you have and just this really neat, it almost reminds me of like desert camo at the base of the shoe. But these are definitely my favorite foam runners, and also they're my most worn foam runners. But this is the MX Cinder. I think this is the only pair of foam runners that I paid resale for, and I think I got them for like $110 or something like that. It wasn't crazy expensive. The foam runner hype had kind of died down by the time these came out, and I bought these soon after they dropped just because I knew I really wanted to have this colorway in my collection. So the first pair is the MX Cinder foam runner. I went true to size and they fit me great. So next up, this is my most recent foam runner pickup. This is the Stone Salt colorway. I just grabbed these a couple of weeks ago whenever they first started uploading all these leftover pairs on the Confirmed app. I wanted a tan colored foam runner in my collection. It seems like I'm heavy on the black and gray colors of foam runners. I was very happy whenever I was able to get this pair for retail. I don't wear foam runners as much as what I wear slides. I just think slides are more convenient, more comfortable, and if I'm being honest, I do probably prefer the style of the slides a little bit more to the foam runners. This pair is my only pair of foam runners that were made in the US. I think all my other pairs were made in China. In this pair, I went up a full size from my regular size, and going up a full size fits perfect in this pair as well. These are probably the best fitting foam runners that I have in my collection. But again, this is the Stone Salt colorway, and I just grabbed these recently for retail because I wanted to have a tan color in the collection. Next up, we have the foam runners in the Onyx colorway. I went up a full size in these and they fit a little bit big. I actually kind of wish I would have gone true to size in this pair. All of these shoes and slides that you'll see today are either size 10 or size 11. They'll all work out. Some are a little more snug than I would prefer, some are a little bit more roomy than I would prefer, but they're all good enough that I'll get plenty of wear out of them. This is the Onyx pair. Obviously, this pretty much just looks like an all-black foam runner. This was one of my Yeezy Day W's, and I remember it being a really late night W. It came right before I was about to go to bed. I haven't really worn these. I don't really gravitate towards all black that much, but I think they're cool looking. These were also made in China. Huh? Yeah, you can see it, yeah. These are all just plain colored slides. And then those other ones, they call them foam runners. These look like something from outer space.
Already.
What do you think? Would you wear something like that?
Why not?
Right. I like that. I like that.
When I bought some shoes. I don't know if you heard about Hey Dude.
Hey Dude, yeah. Uh-huh.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, you like them? All right, pardon the interruption. I was catching up with my neighbor. He lives down the street and he's always fun to talk to. He was looking at my slides and my foam runners. He asked me if I ever had a pair of Hey Dudes. I actually have never had a pair of Hey Dudes. Back to my foam runners. This is the MX Granite colorway of the foam runners. I was actually really excited about these before they came out, just based on the pictures, because I really like that swirling effect. And I'm a big fan of gray. I wear gray shoes all the time, but I was really pumped to get these. And even after I first got them, I like them. They do fit a little bit snug. I went true to size on this pair, and I would probably recommend going up a full size on this colorway. I went true to size. They're a little bit snug. And one thing that I didn't even realize whenever I first did the review is the front of these are all stubby. And I knew that something looked really different about them. And whenever you're just looking at them by themselves, you might not be able to tell that much. However, when you look at these compared to every other foam runner that I have in my collection, the front of the toe just stops like abruptly. Like it doesn't come to a point like the other foam runners do. And I think they used a brand new mold for this pair, and that's why they have that different shape. But let me compare it to another pair so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's the Onyx foam runner, and it comes to a nice point there at the front. And hopefully you can see whenever they're side by side, this one just kind of stops at the front. But the other foam runners come to a nice point there at the toe. So maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, but just to know that these MX Granite foam runners, they kind of have more of like a stubby nose at the front of them. I don't really know how else to explain it, but it just looks like the front of them kind of got chopped off or something. I do like the colorway. I'll still wear them, but they are a little bit snug since I went true to size. This isn't one of my favorite pairs. My favorite pair is definitely that MX Cinder pair that I showed you first. But anyhow, this is my last pair of foam runners. I only have 4 pair, and I don't wear them near as much as what I wear slides. So now we'll get to the slides. All right, just like I said, I wanted to get a tan color of the foam runners. I really wanted to get some tan colorways of slides. Whenever the slides first dropped, they were real heavy on tan colorways, and I could not get my size to save my life. Every time I would get a pair, it was in some size that nobody was going after. I could never get a size 10 or 11, but I was able to get this bone colorway with this last group of Yeezy drops, and I was very pumped to be able to hit this. I actually went for these and another tan colorway, and I ended up getting them both. And I think these and the next colorway that you're going to see are definitely one of my favorite colorways of the slides. These were made in May of 2022, and they were produced in India. Next up is the Pure colorway, and this is the only pair that I have where there's like no texture on this foam at all. It's just really, really smooth. I don't know if you're able to see a difference or not. All of my other foam runners have a little bit of texture on the foam, and these are just completely smooth. Here is the Pure colorway. They're just completely smooth, and they feel a little bit extra squishy as well. And then here is the Bone, and you can see a little bit more texture on there. This is another color that I was able to get with the most recent batch of drops. These were produced in April of 2021, and these were made in China. Next up, we have the Resin colorway. This is kind of a mix of like green and tan. I also had the green glows at one point, but I actually prefer these. I just like the earth tone colors a lot more. And these were made in May of 2022 as well. This may have been the very first pair of Yeezy slides that I ever got in my size. This greenish tan colorway is the Resin, and I'm definitely a fan of this pair. Next up, we have the Salts. This was a pretty recent release. I think these were actually sitting on the Adidas website for quite some time. I grabbed this colorway for my oldest daughter as well because she didn't have any slides yet. This is another color that is absolutely one of my favorite for the Yeezy slides, and I think this was slept on heavily. If you can't get these for retail anymore, I think resale prices of these are very reasonable. Actually, for most of these pairs, I don't think they're really expensive. So if you're looking to get a pair of Yeezy slides or two for your collection, I don't think you'd have to break the bank doing it. And a lot of these colors, like we'll see coming up, are so similar that if one's more expensive than the other, I would just go with the cheaper color. This pair was made in China and they were produced in February of 2023. This is the Slate Marine Yeezy slide. I think the next four colorways, if I don't have them side by side, then you probably can't even tell the difference in them. I've actually got a pair of slides on feet and I don't even know what color I'm wearing. I just know they're close to one of these colors that I'm going to be looking at here in the future. I don't remember the names of these colorways as soon as I get them. And once I start wearing a pair a lot, I just get rid of the box just because I know I'm going to wear them until they're worn out. Another thing I like about slides, on top of how comfortable and versatile they are, they clean up really well, but they also just last a long time. I probably did overdo it whenever it comes to my slide collection, but I'm a big fan of them, so for now they're all staying with me. This pair was made in September of 2022. It's a nice deep blue grayish color. I really like these. This color probably leans more towards the blue spectrum, but as we continue going, it'll get closer to gray. We are back again. I had to take another break because my camera overheated again, so I'm gonna hurry through these last three pairs. Like I said, as we continue, we'll be shifting more from the blue spectrum towards gray, and then at the end it looks pretty much black. Up next we have the Slate Gray pair. Again, you can see a bluish gray color. These ones really do lean more towards the gray side of the spectrum. I really like these, but like I said just a minute ago, if you're looking for a gray or bluish gray or grayish black pair of slides, I would go with any one of these pairs. I would just grab whatever is the cheapest in your size, because I think pretty much the quality is the same across the board and they'll all be easy to rock. I don't even know what color I have on my feet right now, and I take the stickers out of them before I wear them. I can't even use that as a reference, and I threw the box away to these ones that I have on my feet. They're definitely easy to wear, and whether it's running errands or working in the yard, watering my plants or something, I just wear these things a ton. These were made in China in August of 2022. Next up, we have the Granite colorway. These ones just look like a dark gray color to me. I'm not sure if these are even blue in the least bit. Once again, they're very similar to what we just looked at, so do I need them? No, but I like having them in the collection. These were made in China in July of 2022. Last but not least, this is the Dark Onyx pair. This is another pretty recent pickup of mine. I had the Onyx slides, which are a darker black than these, and I assumed the Dark Onyx would be the darkest. I think I accidentally held on to two pairs of the Dark Onyx and got rid of two pairs of the Onyx, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. I don't even wear black that much, so this is probably my least favorite pair out of all my slides, just because I prefer to have like a little bit of color and wear the lighter colors a little bit more. This pair was made in October of 2022, so it seems like all of these last couple of pairs that I looked at were made within just a couple of months of each other. It's kind of weird how the Onyx is darker than the Dark Onyx, but they both look pretty much black to me, so it doesn't really matter which one I have. And just for comparison, here's the Dark Onyx, and this was the Granite colorway. So even those, you can see the Granite is getting pretty dark, but they're very similar between those two. But that was a look at all of my Yeezy slides and foam runners. I appreciate you all watching tremendously. Let me know if you think I'm overdoing it here. Let me know how many different pairs you have. Some of the colors are so similar, I don't even know which ones I have. I don't even know which ones I'm wearing right now. But I'm a huge fan of Yeezy slides, and at least if they never make them again, I have enough to last me as long as I'm alive. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let me know what slides and foam runners you all have in your collection, and let me know what your favorite pairs of each are. If there's one pair of slides I could add to my collection, it would be those Azure. I think that's what they are, Azul or Azure, but they're the bright blue pair. I would love to have those. I might part with one of my double ups just to move a pair of those into the collection, but aside from that, I think I'm pretty good on slides and foam runners. I will catch you all on the next one. I'm out.